I'm on a country lane in Earlham in Salford, and it's hard to believe when you look at the piece down this lane that this was once the site of the anti-fracking protests about 6.5 years ago. I come here every year to get my main mugwort harvest because mugwort is in such abundance here, and for me this is a very sacred space because of the people that I met here, the people that came here, and what happened here 6.5 years ago to protect the land. So I like to think that energy of protection and people going beyond their comfort zone is part of the magic of this herb here, and there is so many happy memories. So I'm collecting mugwort, which I'm going to use and turn into smudge sticks and also into salves. Mugwort is a really ancient herb, and our ancestors called it the mother of all herbs. Other names have been old woman's herb, cronewort, wombwort, and it has such a sacred sort of place in our own spiritual history of these lands. It's related to the Native American sage, and I like to think that our ancestors used this in the same way. It's a very magical herb and has been used for smudging, for creating sacred space, for protection, for shamanic journeys, and also for medicine. Mugwort grows all around this country, and I find it very predominant in the northwest. It loves to grow along roads, along trackways, lanes, by the River Irwell, and you can also find it lining the edges of the M6 and the M62. It's a really tall plant and almost quite inconspicuous until you're introduced to mugwort, and then you can see it everywhere. Mugwort really is a herb of journeys, and it's a herb of spiritual journeys, emotional journeys and bodily journeys. Our ancestors used to like to use it because not only did it have first aid uses, but it was also something that they could use to put in the shoes for achy feet. The Latin name for mugwort is Artemisia vulgaris, and Artemisia is a Greek goddess of women and children and childbirth. And so Artemisia mugwort really is a herb of women's journeys. Mugwort is a great herb for regulating periods. It's a great herb for things like cleansing the womb in preparation for childbirth. It's good at getting periods going that are quite sluggish, that are quite scanty. And it's also good as well at supporting women with PMS. I like to use it in a salve externally as well as a tea when women have period pains and for giving comfort and support during menstrual bleeding. It also can be used for migraines as well that are related to periods. In fact, anything to do with periods. Because it has this womb cleaning action, you wouldn't want to use this during pregnancy, but it can be used afterwards and before. And it's a great herb to use for women undergoing the menopause, because as a menopausal woman, I think this is a great herb for that anxiety that comes with the menopause. And it also reminds us of the power that we have as older women, because this really is a herb of protection, of cleansing, of magic. It's associated with witches, sacred spaces, shamanic journeys, the whole lot, you know. It really is such a magical, sacred herb.